Chicago's Inspector General says the city wastes millions of dollars on truck drivers who act more like chauffeurs. In a new report, the Inspector General says the city could save about $18 million a year if it gets rid of 200 truck drivers. A woman says she was sexually assaulted by 2 Chicago police officers. We'll have more on that story in a minute. NATO is investigating a report that a coalition airstrike in the eastern oil town of Dabeca hit opposition rebels. There's just one big loser in the latest Mega Millions lottery. 7 tech workers in Albany, New York formed an office lottery pool last week, and now they're $319 million richer. But there's one guy who passed on the pool after being asked twice. He told his 7 coworkers that he just wasn't feeling lucky. Now each of his friends will get about $16 million each after taxes, and he'll get, well, nothing. More traces of radiation are turning up in dairy products along the West Coast. Low levels of radioactive iodine were found in milk samples in San Luis Obispo, California. The substance is linked to the damaged nuclear plants in Japan. The much-anticipated Chicago Children's Museum at Grant Park might be getting a pullback as new discussions are underway. Today wasn't just about the pre-holiday shopping and checking out all of the must-have toys. Many also came out to compete. Not only were many passengers stranded at the airports, but many drivers also faced sleet conditions on the roads. According to CDOT, they have all of their crews working around the clock to ensure that the main roads are safe by salting and plowing. It's not a pretty sight with gas prices reaching over $4 per gallon at most Chicago gas stations. And for many local drivers, filling up the tank isn't making for an easy commute.
You know, gas is so high, it's breaking my pockets down. I'm working right now and everything, so it's a real issue.
It's 409, man. I can't believe it.
Driven by the unrest in Libya, the price of a barrel of oil has reached $102 per gallon, causing prices to jump as high as 33 cents. The Obama administration is also weighing in whether it will need to tap into America's strategic oil reserves to ensure an adequate supply of crude. The last time the reserves were tapped was in 2008. But for Chicago drivers, more needs to be done.
It's unheard of. It keeps going up, and we hear there's different crises that cause that. And you look at, now Libya, and you hear it's 2% of the world market of oil. So I think there's other factors involved, but what can I say? But it's pretty ridiculous.
The thing is about long-term planning, and we just can't ignore it anymore.
While the cost of filling up isn't going to go down anytime soon, there are a few websites like GasBuddy.com or ChicagoGasPrices.com that will give you the most up-to-date information on where you can find the cheapest cost per gallon. But in the meantime, while you're trying to stretch out all those dollars, here are some things that you can do to cut the cost and save on some fuel. Maintain your tire pressure. Low tire pressure tends to cut mileage. Use your cruise control. Take it easy on the brakes. Each time you use the brakes, you convert gasoline into heat, and know how to calculate your mileage. All of the people that I have spoken to have said that these gas prices have forced personal spending freezes, and analysts are expecting that gas prices will reach $5 a gallon by Memorial Day.
The retailers, he or she has to pass that on somehow or eat it when they already have very, very slim margins. Ultimately, the customer pays the price.
Reporting for Metro Minutes, this is Samira at Dabeca. Education reforms have been signed into law, and for once, the performance of Illinois teachers will matter more than their seniority. And school districts that are looking to cut teachers must also first now consider a teacher's qualifications before a layoff. Under this new law, school boards and unions in downstate and suburban districts must also sit down with the mediator to publicly disclose their last best offer before striking. If mediation fails in Chicago, a mini trial has to take place with 75% of eligible members of Chicago's teachers union voting in support of a strike before it can occur. This new reform also enables a longer school day and school year for Chicago students. That's all for Chicago News. I'm Samira at Dabeca. Thanks for watching, and check back next week for more here on WindyCityWebcast.tv. We'll see you soon. The dice have rolled, and the House and Senate have voted in favor of one of the biggest gambling packages for Illinois. The new proposed plan includes a riverboat palace on Lake Michigan, 4 more casinos around the state, slot machines at racetracks and at O'Hare and Midway. The estimated proposal would generate $1.4 billion, which would go towards funding education, public works projects, and local governments. Now it's all up to Governor Pat Quinn. Quinn has previously said that he will not allow Illinois to turn into the Las Vegas of the Midwest. The City Council is in awe after Budget Director Alex Holt announced that no funding source has been identified for next year's Aldermatic menu program. The $66 million a year program allows Chicago aldermen to choose from a menu of neighborhood improvements, everything from street to sidewalk to alley repairs to speed bumps and surveillance cameras. While the program is treasured among city aldermen, a Sun-Times report reveals that last year 13 aldermen only used $500,000 of their allotment, leaving $1 million unspent. Something to think about this program is that any unspent money stays in that alderman's account for future use.